Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a very interesting SQL question that has been asked in Zomato interview. So the question basically says we need to list out the customers who have ordered at least one dish from more than three different restaurants. So this is a very easy level question that has been asked on Amazon for the role of data analyst in the initial rounds of the interviews. And the question has the table called the order ID, we have the customer ID, we have the restaurant ID and the dish name, and the customer ID 101 is the basically the output. So how we are getting this particular output, let's understand this. So customer ID 101 the has ordered from restaurant ID 1. Customer ID 101 has also ordered from restaurant ID 2, and also it has ordered from restaurant ID 3 also, and from 4 also restaurant ID. So each restaurant ID basically says that it is a different restaurant. And again, okay, so I think the question basically says from more than three different restaurants. So restaurant ID 1, restaurant ID 2, restaurant ID 3, and restaurant ID 4. And that's the only reason we are getting the successful output as customer ID 101, which is satisfying our condition. So let's see whether customer ID 102 is satisfying or not. So for customer ID 102, it has purchased from restaurant ID 1, and customer ID 102 again has purchased from restaurant ID 3. So only from two restaurants we have the customer ID 102 has purchased. Similarly, for customer ID 3, we have only one customer ID 3103, so there is no point of checking. And similarly, for customer ID 104 and 105, there is only one or two values, so there is no point of checking. Only customer ID 101 has ordered from three different restaurants, so that's why we are getting the output. So now how can we solve this? Now let's jump to the SQL editor directly. Here we'll be solving this question. So here we just have to group by basis on the customer ID, and after that we have to give a condition there, the count of the distant restaurant ID that should be greater than 3. Perfect. Now let's write the query. So select what we need the customer ID. So customer ID from which table? From the orders table, that is only the one table we have. Now here we have to group by the customer ID. And once you have used the group by, you cannot use the where condition, you have to use the having condition, that is having. We have to use the count of, we have to use the distant restaurant ID, distant restaurant ID, and this should be greater than 3. Perfect. This is the simplest and the little code that we need to right. This question might seem to be like you have to write a lot of code or query, but there is nothing like that. We just have to use the group by customer ID and having count of distant restaurant ID, and that should be greater than 3. So now let's run the code, and yeah, we have got the successful output as customer ID 101. That is, there it has done more than 3 different purchases from 3 different restaurants. Perfect. This is how you can actually solve, and this question has been asked on Amazon. I'm sorry, this question has been asked in Zomato interview for the initial round, and the role was for data analyst. So make sure to practice these kind of questions, and in the following of videos I will come up with more such questions that has been asked in the companies like Swiggy and Zomato, and the level of questions will keep on increasing after each video, so that you can have a great practice from the beginner level to intermediate and to the advanced level. So till then, subscribe the channel to get the latest update and share the video with someone who is preparing for data analysis review. Thank you guys. Have a good